man alive, they will almost always give you the correct answer. However, if you ask them who the richest woman alive is, very few people will be able to provide you with the correct answer without the aid of Google. Many of the world's wealthiest women come from the United States of America, or at least reside there. But the world's richest woman, Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers of France, chooses to still live in Paris, where she and her family before her built their fortune. Why not, when she is the sole empress of L'Oréal, the French beauty empire? Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers had a net worth of $93.5 billion as of November 2021, mostly inherited from her grandfather, Eugene Schuler, the founder of the internationally renowned beauty brand. Early life. Liliane Bettencourt-Meyers has a daughter named Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers. Liliane was a French heiress, socialite and businesswoman who was also one of L'Oréal's largest shareholders. She was the world's richest woman, the 11th richest person and the 6th richest woman at the time of her death, with a staggering net worth of $46 billion. Jean-Pierre Meyers married Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers, the grandchild of a rabbi who was murdered at Auschwitz. The Meyers decided to raise their children as Jews after they married. Due to her grandfather, L'Oréal's founder Eugene Schuler's trial for collaboration with the Nazi government, her marriage sparked controversy. Korea. Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers is a multi-billionairess who owns a majority stake in L'Oréal, the world's most well-known cosmetics company. Following her mother's death, Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers inherited her mother's estate. Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers became the richest woman alive on Earth, one of the world's top 20 wealthiest people, after inheriting her mother's fortunes. Aside from her luxuriant lifestyle, Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers is also famously known for her spiritual side, having written books on Greek mythology and Jewish-Christian relations. She's also written about Judaism and Catholicism, Israel's tribes, and Adam and Eve's family tree. Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers sued a French photographer named François-Marie Barnier in 2008 for taking advantage of her illness and deceiving her mother into giving her money. Liliane Bettencourt, she claimed, was suffering from a mental illness, and Barnier had taken advantage of her emotional vulnerability to dupe her into handing over nearly $1 billion in cash and gifts. The Bettencourt-Meyers family owns around 33% of L'Oréal's stocks. She is currently one of the wealthiest people on the planet, topping Forbes magazine's list of the world's richest female billionaires. Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers has an active academic career, in addition to being the heiress of the world's largest cosmetic company. She is also well known as a prominent author, having written books on Jewish-Christian relations as well as Greek mythology. Highlights of her career. Here are some of the greatest highlights of Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers' career. The Greek Gods, Genealogy, Autobiography, 1994, A Look at the Bible, Regards sur la Bible, 5 volumes, Autobiography 2008, and Family Tree of Adam and Eve and the Tribes of Israel. Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers is also the current president of her family's non-profit foundation, which promotes scientific and artistic progress within France. Following the April 2019 fire at Notre Dame Cathedral, L'Oréal and the Bettencourt-Meyers family agreed to donate $226 million for its restoration. 3 inspirational lessons from Françoise Bettencourt. Now that we have learned everything there is to know about Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers' life and how she achieved her fortune and success, let's take a look at some of the most essential lessons we can take away from her life. 1. Value your time by putting a price tag on it. Your time is your most valuable asset and the one thing you can't get back. To perform at the highest level, you must fully comprehend the importance of time. It's critical to prioritize your life and business in accordance with your core values. 2. Stay curious. In many entrepreneurship circles, there is a strict school of thought that says stick to what you know. After many years of living that way, I've come to believe the polar opposite. You create opportunities for yourself by keeping your mind open to new ideas and embracing novelty. Your perspectives are broadened by being exposed to a variety of businesses and products. 3. Control your thoughts. Failures, setbacks, and defeats taught me the majority of my lessons. They gained self-awareness and were able to grow despite the pain. On the other hand, if you keep your blinders on all the time, it will lead to narrowing your perspective and you will miss out on promising opportunities. To summarize, Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers is the world's wealthiest woman. She is a French author and a member of the L'Oréal
board of director. Ish, you might have not heard me when I started off, It's just that I had just a microphone problem. I hope everyone can hear me right now. Mr. Mabi, wherever you are, just please send me a comment if you can hear me right now properly. I just fixed my microphone problem right here. So I was just saying, you normally you hear about women, men being the richest men, like your Jeff Bezos, your Bill Gates. But today we're just looking at the women, and we're gonna also be sharing the top 10 of the women that are also in big business, and that was L'Oreal as boss, and she lives in Paris, and she's worth a lot of money. Let us just take a look at some of the statistics that we can uncover. About her wealth, and alongside also with other women who are doing well just like her. But she's, of course, number one. But we're going to take it from the top 10. The top 10 being the number 10 right here. We have this lady here right here, Susan Clayton. She is worth net worth of 21.7 billion. That's a lot of money. At number 10, Susan Kettler is a German heiress, and Clayton inherited large stakes in many companies, including BMW and pharmaceutical and manufacturer Klana. When her father died in 1982, okay, and then she's followed by Lorraine Powell Jobs. I think it says that was the wife. Net worth 22.2 billion. Lauren Powell Jobs is the widow of Apple co-founder Steve Jobs. Wow. In 2004, she founded the Emerson Collective, an LLC that focuses on social justice issues and immigration reform. Yang Huan, number 8, she's followed by number 8. She doesn't have a picture of herself. She just showed her nice estate right there. Net worth of 23.5 billion Yang Yuan of China. This is the latest statistics, 2022. So next year things may change. We don't know how they may change based on the statistic, because the female division seems to be volatile, if I should put it that way. UN of China is the wealthiest woman in Asia. She receives the majority stake in Country Garden Holdings, a real estate development company from her father in 2007. This is the real estate that I think she's one of the um, beautiful real estate that she owns. She's at number 8. And then number 7, Miriam Anderson, Donald Trump right there, one of the big rich people. Net worth 25.3 billion. In January 2021, billionaire Sheldon Adelson died at 87. Wow, shame, man. His widow is listed as one of the richest women on earth. In 2018, then President Donald Trump presented Miriam Anderson with the Presidential Medal of Freedom during a ceremony at the White House. Abigail Johnson, followed by number 6, right there. Net worth 26.3 billion. Abigail Johnson has served as the CEO of Fidelity Investments since 2014. Her grandfather, Edward C. Johnson II, founded the company in 1946. And Jacqueline Mars, okay, Jacqueline Mars at number 5 right there, net worth 46.9 billion. That's a major mark right there. Jacqueline Mars Center is the daughter. This is the Jacqueline Mars. This is the lady that they're talking about right there. Um, is the daughter of Forrest Mars Sr. and Harris to the Mars family fortune. She's the aunt of the younger Mars sisters as well. Okay. Then number 4, Mackenzie Scott. Right there, Mackenzie Scott. She's a bit young than most the ladies that we've seen. She looks a bit young. Net worth 56.4 billion. Mackenzie Scott, formerly Mackenzie Bezos, joined Twitter on April 4, 2009, announces that she would retain control of 25% of the former couple's shares in Amazon after her divorce from Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. Can you imagine? The former wife of the second most richest man in the world is at number 4, but guess what? They divorced. And at number 3, Julia Fletcher Koch. She is worth net worth of with family 60.2 billion. Julia Fletcher Koch was the richest woman in the world from 2019 to 2020. She lost the spot right there. Like I was saying, the women's part, this division, the men can stay like up to 10 years being the richest men though. Like Jeff Bezos, took him a while for him to get out of the spot of the most richest men in the world. Her husband, chemical engineering magnate and political donor David Koch, died in August of 2019. And Alice Walton, she's at number 2, taking that spot. Net worth 61.9 billion. Alice Walton is the daughter of Walmart founder Sam Walton. She is an avid art collector and founded Crystal Bridges and Museum of American Art in Bentonville, Arkansas. And Arkansas, I can't even pronounce that word itself. Francois Betancourt, of course, Mayors. She's the woman that we've just showed you right now on the videos. She is currently net worth 89.1 billion with the margin right there. So it will take her, the second most richest woman, a couple of $1 billion to get to this level right here, or to be to this level, unless she drops. But she seems to be doing well. She, French L'Oreal Harris, Francois Betancourt Mayers, is the richest woman in the world. According to Forbes, she is number 12 on the list of the world's richest people. She's not doing that bad at all. That is the most richest, and those are women in business. And this list, of course, come next year, it may change, it may come, see some different faces. I hope, to see some of our Black African women becoming or entering this status of this level of wealth, like these women that we see. Of course, most of them are all from overseas, or all from overseas and out of Africa. None of them are from this continent. Asia and Europe and I think America. So that was it from the women who are the most wealthiest women in the world. And so that we have been spoken about that, and let us just looking at the market analysis for today, looking at the Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at $38,000. I saw it just earlier on, trying to get to that 39. It was $39,000 mark. I'm looking at the 1 hour chart right now. Just waiting for the data to show the information that I would like to share on the chart using the trading view, which is installed also on the Binance chart. A bit slow these days. I don't know why, but it's all right. But let us just do it. Let's just do it. The market will reveal itself. 1 hour chart. We are looking at the 1 hour chart. $38,000 is the price of Bitcoin right now. 38, 39 now. Looking at now, it just went to 39. That's how volatile the market is in cryptocurrencies. It's a 1 hour chart. So exactly what's happening here, I have my indicator here, which is your exponential moving average. Let me just put it in full. EMA in short. So I have a cross, which has a 9-period moving average and a 26-period moving average. So what you are looking for is for crossovers right here. As you can see, there's crossovers. This is the indicator that uses crossovers to indicate that the market is moving from bullish to bearish, from bearish to bullish. So here you have a situation whereby the red line, which represents the 9-period moving average, that signals that the market was at its strong bullish trend. So the red line above showing that the market was at a bullish trend, and the green line being beneath shows that it was a bullish trend. Now, when the green line comes above the red line, it shows that there's a downturn or a bearish trend that has been occurring, that we have been seeing on the market, seeing this market moving from $42,000 yesterday and back to its $38,000 mark. I think the lowest it went to $38,000 per coin, but right now it's sitting at 39,000, trying to regain that 42 to $42,000 per mark. But this has been a normal range for quite some weeks now. We are looking for a crossover, but this crossover here is a safe one in effect because it's not hyped. You cannot just have a crossover immediately when the market is starting to change from bearish to bullish or from bullish to bearish. You need to have sort of like a space, and then so that you can absolutely be certain that the market is taking a downtrend or an uptrend. Now here we are seeing now the bearish trend is the dominating trend over the bullish trend. The bullish trend will show itself when the red line comes above the green line, like here, when the red line came above the green line. But now the red line or the red line or the moving average is below the green line until it comes above the green line. This is now we are trying. This morning, right now, we are trying to see that change, but that change seems to be coming very slowly because, as you can see right now, you can see there is a bearish candlestick that is forming right there. So it's not possible to say when this crossover will occur because it will take some time for it to happen. This is a 1 hour chart, but let us read some analysis about the Bitcoin that came out. So some people have analysis of longer term analysis. They are also, as I'm looking intraday chart, I'm looking at 1 hour charts. And some people can be looking at 1 day charts. Some can be looking at 1 week charts. And in this case, I'm looking at the 1 day chart. So stories came out for someone who is analyzing the market on a 1 day, on a weekly chart, by the way. 40K Bitcoin price is in reach, but analysts warn that a sweep of recent lows is likely. Wow. Okay, those are not good news for those who are hoping for the Bitcoin to be appreciating over time. Okay, sky high inflation fear over the Fed's expected rate hike. Now remember, it's March, and this month is the month where everyone is waiting for the interest rate hike that has been announced already back in February and in end of January, that the interest rates will be raising up, and this will surely shake the market despite the wars and everything that is happening in Europe. Hike and exploding commodity prices are all possible reasons for BTC's recent dip below $40,000. So there is it. Some of the analysts believe this is the reason why Bitcoin is holding below $40,000 per coin. There was no rest for weary crypto traders on March 10 as blistering 7.9% CPI print emerged as the headline of the day, putting pressure on global financial markets and erasing the previous day's gains in BTC as the price fell back below $40,000. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView shows that the BTC sell-off kicked off in the early trading hours on Thursday, which was yesterday, and escalated into midday with the price hitting a low of 38,562 before deep buyers bid it back above support at 39,000, as we're seeing it right now at 39,000. So there are some deep buyers out there who are waiting for these little dips that the Bitcoin keeps on going to $38,000 and maybe just a bit lower than that. But let us hear what the story says. Price compression. Now, price compression precedes volatility. Now, price compression here, okay, let me just explain it just after. Insight into the recent volatility for Bitcoin was offered by Crypto Trader and Pseudonym's Twitter user Rect Capital, who posted the following chart, noting that BTC is still consolidating between the green high-low support and blue 50-week EMA exponential moving average resistance. So when they talk about price compression, now the price compression is the prevention from from the price of Bitcoin to surge. It's preventing it from rising. It's that prevention that they talk about. It's the compression. So where does this fall into place with the current market trend? Looking at this analyst, this is a weekly chart, by the way, that is placed by this analyst, Rect Capital. So he goes on to say, he talks about the exponential moving average. This is the exponential moving average cross, the same one that I also have here right here that I spoke about you, but this one is for the weekly chart that has been placed. So this compression that is spoken about precedes volatility. So there is that uptrend, so higher lows. They talk about the higher low support. So when you talk about higher lows, you talk about the market going up aggressively and then consolidating just a little bit for a long period, and then once again going up and then consolidating just a little bit of a period. So it's a higher and a low, a higher and a low type of activity within the trend that is happening in the market. So the compression comes in a place where there is during a higher and then there's a low. This compression right here that they speak about then goes up again. And then the writer goes on to say it precedes volatility because it allows to people when the market is a bit low, the dip buyers that they speak about come in this position, try to push the market up, and then the market just kind of slow down when they take profits, and then the deep buyers once again they're coming in this range. So that is a sign of compression that they speak about. The compression happens when there is that little bit of a dip, as we are seeing right now with the Bitcoin price being at $39,000. According to Rect Capital, the higher lows and lower highs are compressing the price. This is what they talk about, this compression right here. The higher lows, you see, it goes up and then comes a little bit down, goes up and then comes a little down. These are called higher lows. It goes high and low, and then there are lower highs for the bearish trend. But here we're speaking in terms of a bullish trend in the market right now. As for what it would take to reclaim the bullish narrative, Rect Capital pointed to the green and blue exponential moving average. That's the one, the green and the blue exponential moving average. These are the two exponential moving average that they are speaking about. This is a very important technical analysis because traders and investors around the world are trying to determine when will this breakout happen, because the Bitcoin just keeps on going to $44,000, then just simply come back to your range of $35,000 or even just above. As for what it would take to reclaim the bullish narrative, like going back to those 60,000 marks that we used to see in 2021 last year, Rect Capital pointed to the green and blue exponential moving average lines, which have proved to be strong points of resistance over the past 2 weeks, Rect Capital said. Okay. BTC holders risk selling at a loss. The oscillating nature of BTC's price action in recent weeks was discussed by research funds, tech funds, which noted in its current weekly report that Bitcoin has whipsawed the past few weeks, trading within, of course, within the $35,000 to $45,000 range, which with no strong directional momentum. We can all agree with that intact. We can all agree with that. According to the stack funds, with recent price action has been mainly news driven, and yes, it's been mainly news driven. And analysts see no relief in the near term as the conflict in Ukraine, of course, and the persistent rise of inflation continue to pose significant headwinds. So how is this inflation going to be omitted through the interest rate hike? I think as soon as this interest rate hike comes into play, there is a possibility that investors will revert their decisions and invest in commodities, Bitcoin, and of course the surging oil price that we're seeing, the oil market, which is booming right now. Okay, let us look at the other markets. Bitcoin It's at $39,000 per coin right now. It's ranging between 38.39 on this Friday. Let's see what happens on this coming weekend. And let us look at other markets as well on trading view. Apple stocks, let us just start with the stocks, one of the biggest stocks that we are known today. Okay, looks like they are thriving. Lack of volatility, they have these jumpy gaps that you can see in between. So trading can be taking place in a very, very, very low volume right here, because the stocks are backed by traditional markets. And of course, looking at the euro versus the US dollar, how strong is it thriving since the war that has been taking place? It has been taking a knock. Euro has been having these bearish trends. You see these massive, these are 1 hour charts, by the way, bearish trends. I assume even on this Friday, the euro will be closing at a very low range at this point in time. Looking at the commodities like gold, which was doing extremely well this week, but it has fallen down back to below $2,000 per ounce. It used to be at 2050 and 2055 during the week. It was a hot week for the commodities, especially when it comes to oil and gas all over the world. And let us just look at the oil. Let us look at the markets in Asia, the US dollar against the Japanese yen. The US dollar looks to be thriving against the Japanese yen. Look at there were stories that came out about the Asia markets, some negative news that came out that some of the listed Chinese markets in the industry in the US have been delisted. There was delisting of the markets in America. The delisting of the Chinese market, it weakened the Japanese yen, I think so, and then it has made strong the US dollar. Of course, looking at other commodities as well, we're looking at the US oil. US oil, now all of these commodities all of a sudden are dropping back down to the levels that they were before their boom this week. That is something interesting to see. But let's see what happens when these interest rates hike are put into place. And being someone that is following the news, it will be interesting to see how the Bitcoin will fend in the times to come. So this has been a very, very, very good analysis that I've been doing this morning. It's been in the morning. Like to apologize for my starting. My earphone was a bit off. It was off, and like to apologize for that, and I'd like to thank everyone for joining me this morning. This is Empire Crypto TV. This has been your market analysis and women in business, and I shall see you when I see you next time. Thank you very much.